very comfortable, similar level. Whereas Ursa, certainly also a hero that kind of wants to be ahead and wants to dictate the pace of the game. Poker in some ways as well. Not as reliant on money, just because the boat combo is always going to be useful. And it's certainly not as comfortable as it is for Empire.
I mean, okay, like you said, you know, Magical's farming up Storm for Na'Vi, so this should be the game plan now that they get the 10-second BKB. They want to smoke, they want to try and force that fight, but we might be seeing it very soon around that shrine area. Especially since right now Ursa, he needs to kill the Shadow Demon or the Shaman first.
Smoke and smoke action here. Gonna run into each other any moment.
Or did
they know? There it is, they find it out now. Navi's on the low ground, the Duke comes out into the horns, into everything. That's a stun coming in from Chu, but it's the boat. Might just give them enough time. Martin in the middle, but Protoss finding so much work. Here's Dream. And a couple more right clicks here with the Doom on top of Medusa still. They will be able to finish him off before Magic can do anything else. Triple kill for Kodos as all is said and done. Crystallize on the run. His Empire didn't drop a single hero. Crystallize, not even done yet either. Zion for the blink forward into the shackles. The slows, the hexes, everything. Gonna be thrown down on this Crystallize hero. Ultra kill for Kodos when all is said and done. And this was the perfect fight for Empire to take. They got a bit lucky with Na'Vi also going for a smoke, just sitting on the low ground ever so slightly. They had the initiation advantage and they had a pretty good position for Pangolier to roll around it as well. Medusa to start the fight off with, it's ridiculous.
I mean, the only thing to say about that team fight is that Na'Vi, these guys, whatever could have gone wrong for them, went wrong. They had the win conditions, but they just couldn't because of the way they moved. Just by going down those stairs, that actually cost them the fight as well. So,
blinking in. He's snatching the Aegis! The board comes through! But where's the damage here? Pangolier? Kinda low actually, with a few more spells being thrown out. One more click will do it, and he is down for the count. What the hell? Wow. Alright, Na'Vi redeemed themselves right there. Shu making the biggest plays of his life, perhaps. Well, certainly the biggest plays of this game so thus far.
Yes, they're going.
It's not over yet. Sayuf X back. He's gonna have to let the Shadow Shaman go. That's gonna be a secondary kill.
And that's the comeback because Magical took that tier 1 tower because Empire didn't get that Aegis. Na'Vi just means that they have actually found their way back into the game. And this time they need to protect that Medusa. If he gets the Stone Gaze off, they actually win that fight. And the good thing about that is Crystallize, he did not use his BKB. So he still has a 9-second BKB for them. And they just took 2 towers after that one fight. Big stuff for Na'Vi.
Well, let's see how it's Dota for you. One team wins a huge team fight, and then it immediately turns around. Bit of a roller coaster graph as a result there as well. It's the network department.
What's really funny that no matter how many rosters there are for Empire, I always hear the same thing, the classic Empire hero. I'm hoping this is not the case.
It's a little too early to say. I mean, they've gotten a good team fight once, they can do it again, I'm sure. But, expect even with the Radiant stream, it's not really been able to accelerate as far as much as we'd maybe expect. Still looking towards the Panther style. Afterwards, maybe going towards the heart or anything. Where's Medusa? Well, 2k gold towards the butterfly, and this is the point where she starts to hit really hard. If she's doomed, that is.
So now, waiting for Doom to get his I'm pretty sure both sides, they're waiting for the BKBs. They're going to be playing around each other, but Na'Vi, they want to fight. They just won one fight. If they can win this, it might actually tilt Empire just a little bit. And double damage is of course expired at Blizzy. I think this is where they want to fight. They have to. But look at Empire, man. Look at the way they're setting this bait up.
It'll be worthwhile though. I mean, Na'Vi must know that this is a bait. They must know that Empire is waiting behind them. Spectre's
on it at the ready.
That is actually going first here. Magical gets a BKB off as well as the ultimate before Man can drop in the Doom. That's a good start already. Is Na'Vi, the bears down the Shadow Shaman first. The Kodos actually blocked inside his roll for a moment. This is not a fun position for Empire to fight in, but now BKBs expire. Starting to turn around a little bit with Dream, trying to finish up Snake, but False Promise keeps him safe for the time being. Now Crystallize finds couple of clicks on top of Spectre, and now tracks him down inside the trees. Another slow, another dagger though. There's no way to go.
Wow.
Double kill, full magical.
And that was the classic example of why I said that if Medusa gets the stone gaze off, they win the fight. And because that was the 10-second BKB, the Doom basically did nothing. And Pango's ult negated immediately by the stone gaze.
Yep.
That was the example of basically a really good team fight for Na'Vi.
Those of Empire kind of starting it off nicely as well with the horn just before Na'Vi connected themselves. So they had a bit of that initiation advantage, that chaos being created, but Martin could not get in range for the Doom in time. It was a bit sluggish there, perhaps a Silver King. Poor old Shadow Demon. Viking on. Well, maybe not just yet. This disruption now, a few more spells. Axe back into another Titan Ring and Chew. Taking a lot of damage in turn though. So we need some help from Seneko, but it does have it available.
I think this is something we've probably forgotten for a while, but Chu still has their Aegis.
Alright, yeah.
We actually forgot about it for a while.
I mean, you don't see many Nyx Assassins with Aegis in inventory, so can't really fault us for that, but yeah, it still has 40 seconds on it or so.
Alright, so now next thing you know, look at their gold swing, man. It's not much, but Na'Vi, for the first time in the game, they actually have the gold lead, and this Medusa starting to look real scary. And once he gets that butterfly up, I actually start to question, how does Empire cope with the Medusa?
It's gonna be a bit hard for sure, especially since, again, Dream is not really keeping up. Dream has had a lot of issues in this game. I mean, sure, you got a really well-timed Radiance, but they weren't really able to transition it into the big kills time and time again. It was just this one team fight, which was immediately nullified essentially in its effect by that Roche fight afterwards. Na'Vi just seem to have the better handle on this strategic layer a little bit. They know where to move, they know how strong they are, they know what kind of angles they need to take. They know how to take these team fights as well.
So Empire, their way back into the game. One other thing to also take away from that fight which they lost top lane was that yes, Spectre started the fight at the Haunt, but his team was not ready. They were too far behind, because when he jumped in, they tried to get a Doom off. I feel like they just had no vision of Medusa, because this time you can tell that Medusa stayed further behind. Nyx just went straight in the back line. So this is something which Doom, at some point you're gonna have to consider maybe even a Shiva's God, just so you can get that sort of AoE vision. Because it's about who gets the jump first in the fight, not about who starts the spells first.
Let's see if the Empire can find the jump. As Na'Vi, they'll be setting up for high ground push eventually. And they're backing off now. And Empire, they actually want to try and surprise him. Another smoke up. Na'Vi, yeah, they know that's it's a little bit too dangerous to just go up there. No vision, with no clue of Empire's actually at right awareness.
If Seneko can get to an urn this game, or Spirit Vessel, that'd be pretty huge. But they understand that they don't want to be anywhere near the top half of the map at the moment, just because they have no vision there. So Na'Vi, this is basically their game to lose. Because remember when I mentioned from the draft early on, Empire do not have the kind of heroes to deal with a Medusa mid game.
Yep.
So, alright, Dragon. I think this is kind of like the Caster's Curse.
I mean, like Medusa late game.
I think I may have jinxed Empire a little bit.
Maybe. This is always going to happen here. Chu initiates on the Shadow Demon. Quite get the double stun. Martin goes in with the BKB, looks for a Doom target, and drops it on to the Ursa, but Magical just ready to go. Ursa doesn't even care about the Doom, they're just clicking. Double kill so far, so good. Doom a little bit tankier, and Dream still trying to do what he can against Magical. Actually chewing through a lot of the mana. The 6-8 comes through, nice little bounces there from Kodos, and Magical's actually pretty damn low. He's gonna need some help. Crystallize. To try and right click down, transferring over towards Dream, but Magical's actually down for the count somehow. Kodos able to do this work with the DD rune. So try and keep him alive a little bit longer. Martin also still staying alive. continually regening, running down Blizzy. Damn, I did not expect Kodos to come out of the gate like this, to be quite honest. It's not often that the Pangolier scales that well, but they do a full 5-man wipe.
Alright. Reverse Caster's Curse.
Let's
yeah,
make
this
all the
time...
love damage, I guess. 4 minute
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
3.6k on Pango.
You gotta give credit to the Shaman. He went straight for the Oracle, meaning he never got the false promise off. Suneko was a non-factor at all the entire fight. So that was really good because there was no false promise. There was no way to save the Medusa. And this time they were pretty smart. They actually doomed the Ursa first before he got the BKB off. So this way they isolated 2 heroes. They had enough time to focus on the Medusa. A bit of help as well from the Radiance Mist, right?
Here we go again. They can play for Roche. Na'Vi, not the longest respawn times anymore, and they know exactly that this is going on. Can they do it again?
No way he does this the second time. There's no way he does this the second time.
What were you just saying about Caster's Curses? On getting a few of these loots. That's slowing this down, like Empire not completely committing for Roche like they did last time. So now we're in out position. Take another fight. There's no Doom available for another 20 seconds, so wanna go crazy, you should do it now. Shackles actually initiate on Nexus, and the early false promise comes in on Chu as, oh god, Magical just controlled out by Kodos. He doesn't get the BKB off the boat coming through as well, but there's just no damage coming into Magical instead. Oracle dies first, crystallized on low health, and now with the BKB, he has to start going Magical. Also, no mana. All has to use the BKB to just run away. Now gets doomed. As the BKB is about to expire, slowed down by Kodos. Double kill for the Doom, and Chu really able to get his way out. Make his way out. Lizzie also on the run. Eventually they should be able to track him down too.
Slow and painful death. And just like that, Empire reinstate their lead back into this game. But also, I don't think it was the brightest of ideas to kind of walk into that tiny narrow path into the Pangolier, even as a Medusa.
Yeah,
so basically,
that was the worst thing that could have happened there. Magical was a non-factor in this fight. So they had all the time in the world to just clean up the spots up top.
Yeah, and I think you could tell that Magical is probably like, guys, help me out. Chu trying for a steal, not this time. Alright, so no Caster's Curse. But the good thing about it was that you could have 3 heroes on the other side isolating the Ursa. So he was basically running away, not able to get any damage off. He just went straight for the Medusa afterwards. And yeah, just really well played. I mean, Na'Vi, you could tell that Suneko, he was forced to pop the false promise unwillingly, just because he had to try and save the Nyx.
Yeah. It was very, very odd way for Na'Vi to engage that, for sure. Yeah, you want to use your false promise for your cores, not for lowly Chu support. I mean, sure, I mean, it's very useful to have Nyx Assassin staying alive in these fights, just consistently throwing out stuns and whatnot, but Magical, no help whatsoever on the other side of the Roche pit, and lose the fight. And now, I mean, this entire game, this gold graph wasn't higher than like 4k either side, but now it's up to 12k. Empire get a huge lead as a result of this play experience, also heading in towards the 20k mark, and a solid 88% win chance of going to DOTA2.
Well, DOTA2 has been wrong before. This could be one of those exceptions. You never know. It is a Medusa after all. Even if it's like a lane of racks down, Medusa can always come back.
DOTA2 is never wrong. What are you talking about?
Ah. Game in peace. Well, so still trying to get into that MKB. Oh dear, Magical, you might want to get out of there.
Snake gets sex up immediately. Serpent wants committed. That's a bit overkill perhaps, but they're gonna get the skill Magical. The BKB TP out will be absolutely fine. So let's BKB and then Oracle for Spectre Haunts. Yes, you'll take that, but it's still super freaking farm. It's level 23 Spectre with a heart and Aegis. Can probably still go Migrant here if they wanted to.
This is a buyback, however. It's actually... No, it's not, it's not. Still okay. Doom was trying to find Crystallize, maybe cancel a TP if he was lucky. Lizzie trying to cut the creep wave. He has to be careful. He could actually just end up going down here. They need the boat jump for this particular fight. Hello, sir.
Well,
Right?
gonna X myself back to safety. Oh shit. There's Doom right there, yeah.
They're unstoppable. Ownage.
That's silly. Kill again. Also, pushing on this bottom lane, just covering their bases, you know, just make sure that if you do end up going for high ground push, you don't actually end up losing a lot of health points on your own towers in turn.
Alright, so Empire, you know, this game is basically theirs to lose at this point, I guess. I mean, you have the Diffusal Blade up onto Dream real soon. It's gonna help against the Medusa, obviously. And he's gonna try to get into a Satanic. At some point, he's probably gonna have to try to swap those treads out. I don't even think that the Satanic is big enough of a game changer.
Yeah, I mean, it won't be magical, just gets controlled up throughout these entire fights, time and time again. You can be as
And
harm
they're
as you
shoving
want to
it
be
too
if
late.
you're just perma-stun, then it doesn't really help you all that much.
We've got the Grease of Hango, Billington Octarine Core. This guy, he's basically just the biggest distraction possible. Usually that would have been the Nyx assassin's job. Ice Frog, please, nerf this guy. I don't want to see Pango in my pumps anymore. Pretty please.
Still high ground they were talking about, it's a bit of a different beast. Let's see whether Navi can mount a defense here in this Dream. Now with the Serpent Walls also, forcing on the Glyph. Doing the best to chip away. Martin also taking over the front lines a little bit. Shivas either way. But they can't really go on the Spectre, I mean it's not worth it. You have almost 4,000 health points to chew through. Not just once, but twice because of this Aegis now Dream. And it's just leveraging that to its fullest. It's just clicking buildings. He knows that they can't deal with him. Now on half health, he backs off, gonna be healing up, and sure
They are trying to poke him low enough so that the Aegis might expire, but oh dear.
It's actually only 30 more seconds, so that might actually be not too far.
Wait, he has Haunt now. You can actually just TP back. Or they give him the clarity, so that's fine. Oh, but look at this Pango, what the hell? Oh, the next level play. This is so sneaky.
Hiding inside the trees.
And they have the vision as well. Put the sentry down. Oh, it's out of range. It's gonna be bad, really bad.
Well, Aegis just expired now.
They wanna go. They pop the Scorcher. They have the Dupe. They have all their ults.
There we go.
Oh, they
bring it. There's the Spectre Horn. They immediately kill the Oracle. This is the instant buyback though. The Shackles over on Shu, trying to burst him down as well. There it is. Another buyback. So far so good. The boat comes through. Magical needs to do some pretty good work, but the disruption slows him down. The whole Spectre is stone up, but nice little
beautiful
torrents
torrent.
everywhere. But Dream's just way too tanky. He just stands in the middle of the fight, doing all the work that Navi needs to be doing towards Empire. And Kodos also still very healthy. They're trying to make their way back to the fountain, and they're barely able going. They're not even going to make it on Lizzie, at least. And now, another swashbuckle. 3 buybacks forced out. All he got was a Shadow Shaman. He's going to heal up very, very soon. Martin, the only one left on the front line, does get X back. They need to get something more here. They need to get this Doom at the very least, and looks like they will be successful. King R also cancelled. TP attempt was very. Wow, they actually also got a gem, and they haven't lost their racks. Like, what? It cost them a lot, but they actually mounted a successful defense.
Very, very overly aggressive play, but still if you're Empire, you're pretty happy just because, you know, you made Navi break the bank just to hold that base. But if you're Navi, I mean, the bright side is you do not lose a lane of racks at all. So this game will continue to drag on. Let the Medusa hopefully get to that stage where she can just kind of carry the game. But as you can see, she's already starting to struggle to deal against the Spectre. And he doesn't even have that level 25 talent yet. Okay, now he does. The 6% dispersion. I don't envy anyone standing around that Spectre.
Yeah, no. 28% total now, so it's. And again, you have to chew through so many health points. Just if you do the math on this, It's a lot of dispersion damage that's gonna start to accumulate on top of the radiance. On top of just the illusion right clicks and whatnot. So it's... The thing is, like, Na'Vi, sure they defend it, but they cannot do that a second time. They do have buyback and crystallize, and that's about it. Medusa just doesn't have the money because Magical just finish up the satanic.
Doom is actually going for a refresher orb. I kinda would have thought you would have considered, say, a halberd, just because you can use it on the Medusa, and obviously BKB does not dispel the disarm. Nick's still trying to farm towards his next item. Chu has just stagnated in terms of itemization the whole time, and Oracle actually went into an Aeon disc just so that he can't be burst down anymore. But at this point where he's only 1800 HP, not that too not too squishy ultimately, but considering how many heroes they have, they can just get on top of him. And so Nico's gonna have a very, very hard game trying to move around in these fights.
Getting to this late game Dota where it comes down to seconds, but it comes down to just casting the right spell at the right time. So Seneko with that Aeon list might just allow him to get that crucial false promise off to allow Magical to just finishing people off. But, well, that's a lot of big ifs at this point. Especially if Doom ends up finishing that refresher. I mean, Halberd would be perhaps a safer choice, a more reliable choice. Something that can use a little bit more often. The thing is with a double Doom, you're gonna get it here with a refresher shot anyway, but double Doom is kind of a win condition. Doom, both Medusa and the other side. Probably don't have to worry too much.
I mean, I can't see the appeal. Refresher of double Doom is always so good to play around with. He didn't get the Devour Ancient, or he didn't go for the Devour can target Ancients thing. I would have thought maybe he would have liked the golden passive, the one which gives you the 15% HP percentage. That'd be pretty nice. Or even getting the Prowler. The Prowler is so good when you blink into Shivas and the Stomp. Very underrated talent, actually.
Just happy with the extra damage aura, I guess.
Reliable damage, that's what he wants. So the high ground push is inevitable. It's coming now. And they have a refresher shot as well, but this time they gave it to the Spectre. They actually didn't give it to the Shadow Shaman or the Doom. These are two heroes which can use it very well.
Speaking of Spectre, Dream also went for a Cypher Vice. What do you make of that? The Rune of Many Winds.
Double D. He's gonna be pushing in the middle lane. You can always join him in any time with his haunt. But back to your question, I think it's a good item. You can never say no to extra disables.
Well, it is. We see it in action. Oracle is controlled up, and Seneko with the others keep himself safe. Doom will devote to the back. Free to do too much, but not so now. So far, the Doom on Medusa. Not gonna be enough here. Doom, the actual Doom, actually ends up dying first. Pangoli actually stoned up for a moment. Konos is still very much alive with high levels of shield crash. A few more stunts over on the Spectres. That was the second haunt coming through, and that looks like it finally breaks Snavi's back. Of course, have to buy back, but these supports as well as the Kunka, they do not have it available anymore, and finally, they transfer over towards these racks. Doom himself also brought back into the fight. It's just throwing every single item, every advantage that they had up the high ground. It was just too much for Navi to deal with right now.
And they gave him the refresher shot, which means that he does have the second pair of wards. This is going to be another lane of racks, potentially the game, or even Megas. Well, look at that, there's just nothing they can do. There's nothing which saves Magical from that Doom. That's the only target which really matters.
Well, straight for Megas. Another BKB is available. Crystallize and Science. This is going to be the last hurrah, but they're starting off with the illusions here. Medusa working against herself. And so just going to ignore for the time being. Koros focusing on the Oracle. Crystallize BKB teaming out in front of everybody.
Oracle, right?
Bash is actually Koros taking so much damage.